So as we notice here, so we are traversing at least 3 network layers here. So the internet or the public network where the devices or indeed our consumption model exist. That is the top layer, wherein we have the mobile, we have the desktop. So this is my external environment from where my application is getting accessed. After that we have the DMZ, this layer, the second layer, which is a DMZ layer. So after the DMZ we have the server zone. So in this we have our front-end server as well as our back-end server. So sometimes the server may be split into one or more DMZ layers, or they could consist of an inner DMZ or the outer DMZ. So there could also be some secure server zones that are in place. So as a thumb rule, we will consider at least 4 network layers in this. So now each of these layers provide a touch point in our case and also provide some security aspects that need to be considered. So when a user launches an SAP FIORI application, the launch request is sent from the client to my ABAP front-end server and by the SAP FIORI Launchpad. So during the launch, ABAP front-end server or the gateway server authenticates the user by using the authentication mechanism or the single sign-on mechanisms. And obviously this is not the so we have the different authentication methods which are available here, that is the X509, SAML 2.0, logon tickets, Kerberos, ABAP security session. So this initial authentication is done here. So now this is not the complete list, but this is just a selection from that list. Now after these, each of these parts has its own security concept that need to be considered. So there are many parts in this whole FIORI security architecture. So now each of these parts has their own security concepts that need to be considered. So it doesn't mean that they all implement the security differently, but they all have different aspects of the security paradigm that are emphasized more in one context or in another. So basically the security has to be implemented at all the layers of it, but the way we are implementing the security, that can be different. Now let's move to the next slide. Now if you access the SAP FIORI application from the corporate network, we can enable the Kerberos based authentication for the ABAP front-end server. So these are the basically the supported authentications which are there in my SAP FIORI security. That is the Kerberos, we have X509 certificates, we have SAML2, and we have the logon tickets.